redistricting is about to be waged once again. New political maps could be on the horizon ahead of the 2024 election.
But that decision will now be up to the Ohio Supreme Court. NBC4 State House reporter Natalie Fahmy joins us in studio to tell us where things stand now. Natalie?
Well, Jennifer, Jared, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down a ruling recently called the independent state legislator theory in a North Carolina ruling. That's similar to an argument some Ohio Republicans are making. The independent state legislator theory mainly argues that state courts cannot heavily police election rules that state legislatures make. The U.S. Supreme Court rejected that theory, sending Ohio's redistricting case back to the state Supreme Court and asking the Ohio Supreme Court to follow its guidance. This comes as the Ohio Supreme Court ruled several maps drawn by lawmakers unconstitutional. And again, as some Republican lawmakers argued, the state Supreme Court did not have the authority to ask maps to be redrawn time and time again. And now that the case is back in the hands of Ohio justices, the majority Republican court can rule on the independent state legislature theory for the state. Top Republicans say it's an interesting decision, but a good sign, while some Democratic lawmakers say even if this means redrawing districts again, they are worried things will not get better and maps will remain gerrymandered.
Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. I'm hoping we would get a different outcome, but I don't know how far to really be positive about that.
We're reading the case. We'll have to decide how we're going to go forward, but it's a good day as far as I'm concerned.
Senate President Matt Huffman says if the court rules that maps need to be redrawn again, they will plan to do so by September. Jennifer, Jared.
All right, Natalie.